Oh! I had sex with Cass and Sean. Basically, he was very tough what I did with Cass.
Diddy's trial just took a dramatic turn, as reports suggest that one of his alleged sex slaves has taken the stand to disclose everything that allegedly occurred between them and the hip-hop mogul.
I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy. Okay, but he's scared of exposed.
If this witness is telling the truth, not even Diddy's top-tier legal team may be able to keep him out of prison. We've got the full story. Let's break it down from what once sounded like a wild conspiracy theory to what's now emerging as potential federal evidence. It all starts with a name that should send chills down Diddy's spine every time it's mentioned in court. Jonathan Audie Picture, This Miami, 2018. A man storms into the Trump National Doral Golf Club, fires shots into the ceiling and drapes an American flag over the front desk. When police arrive, a shootout ensues. The gunman, later identified as Jonathan Audie, is shot in both legs and taken into custody. At first glance, it seemed like another tragic case of mental instability. But what Audie said next would send shockwaves through the entertainment world. During his police interrogation, still wearing what looked like a hospital gown, Audie made explosive, bizarre claims that he was a sex slave for Sean Diddy Combs. The footage was unsettling and at the time largely dismissed as delusional ranting. But here's where things take a jaw-dropping turn. Fast forward to 2025. In Diddy's federal trial, many of Audie's once unbelievable claims are now being supported by witness testimony and corroborating evidence. Let's unpack exactly what Jonathan Audie revealed.
Do you know Sean Combs?
Daddy?
Yeah.
Diddy, whatever you call himself. Yeah, go ahead.
The interrogator sets the scene, and what unfolds next is one of the most explosive testimonies.
I had sex with Cass and Sean. Basically, he was very tough what I did with Cass.
Now think about this for a moment. Back in 2018, Jonathan Audie claimed that Diddy forced him to have sex with Cassie Ventura while Diddy watched. He also alleged that he contracted herpes from these encounters and even filed a lawsuit against Diddy, eventually receiving a settlement. At the time, these accusations sounded outrageous, almost impossible to believe. But fast forward to 2025, and we now have Daniel Phillips, a male escort, testifying in federal court with nearly identical allegations involving both Diddy and Cassie. Suddenly, what once seemed like delusion is starting to look like a disturbing pattern. And yet Audie's claims didn't stop there. They ventured even deeper into what many dismissed as conspiracy theory.
They moved what's called high-grade powder, MDMA. They moved cocaine, and they moved liquid cocaine in the bottles too. Okay, so they put the liquid cocaine in the bottles and moved. I see liquid cocaine, I've tracked it myself. I haven't said Diddy and Cassie.
The information about liquid cocaine is especially chilling, adding a disturbing layer to.
I see liquid cocaine, I've tracked it myself. I haven't said Diddy and Cassie. Okay, it's not good. He drinks all the time.
Audie didn't just claim to witness the alleged drug use, he said he was forced to take part in it during sexual encounters. He described liquid cocaine being mixed into bottles, drug-fueled parties that went on for days, and a powerful network working to cover up these activities. At the time, law enforcement and the media dismissed Audie as a delusional conspiracy theorist. But here's what makes the story truly mind-blowing. During federal raids on Diddy's properties in March 2024, authorities seized over 1,000 bottles of baby oil along with narcotics items prosecutors say were used in the exact kind of wild parties Audie described years before. Even more shocking was the casual mention of a settlement with Sean Combs, which investigators initially overlooked but later realized was a critical piece of the puzzle, one that adds a deep.
I've had a great life. I've settled $4.125 million with Diddy. Okay, but he's scared that when he exposed.
Let's break this down. Audie claims he received over $4 million from Diddy because Diddy feared what he might expose. This wasn't just about keeping quiet over consensual encounters. It was about silencing someone with explosive, damaging information. What's haunting about this case is how a man once dismissed as a dangerous lunatic could have such precise, accurate knowledge about what federal investigators would later uncover. Audi didn't just throw out vague accusations, she gave detailed accounts that have since been confirmed by other testimonies and evidence in court. The story becomes even more complicated when you consider Audi's background. He was a former adult film actor and stripper who said he first met Diddy at a Star Island party before moving into pornography. This past made it easy for many to write off his claims. After all, who would believe a porn star, alleging he was the sex slave of one of music's most powerful figures? But even during his interrogation, Audi demonstrated a deep understanding of the larger network of connections and conspiracies he believed were involved, adding another layer to an already complex.
That of the contracts, it's these attorneys, which are Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes. Ben Mercedes worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for 4 years and worked for Hillary Rodman for 5. Okay?
He wasn't just throwing out wild accusations. Audi detailed a complex network of legal protection, naming specific attorneys tied to Diddy's empire. This level of detail points to someone with insider knowledge of how these alleged operations functioned. Audi's shift from a dismissed figure to a potential key witness is one of the most dramatic turns in recent legal history. Legal experts now say his 2018 claims are gaining credibility, especially after Cassie Ventura's trial testimony confirmed her sexual involvement with him, along with the emergence of an alleged $5 million non-disclosure agreement. Perhaps the most compelling validation comes from Audi's ex-wife T.A. Troutwine, who has shared crucial insights into the devastating impact these alleged experiences had on Audi's life. In interviews with TMZ in May 2025, Troutwine described how Audi's life was shattered by his involvement with Diddy and the so-called freak-off sessions with Cassie. She painted a picture of a man who was once driven and healthy, but dramatically changed after meeting Diddy at a Star Island party and transitioning from stripping to pornography. More troubling, Troutwine revealed that Audi still fears retaliation from Diddy Evan while incarcerated, though he feels somewhat safer in jail due to the physical distance from Diddy, who is on trial in New York. What makes Audi's story especially compelling isn't just the detail of his claims, but how they've been corroborated in court. On May 16, 2025, Cassie Ventura testified that she and Diddy had sexual relations with Audi and expressed distrust, believing he might have recorded one of their freak-off sex parties. This testimony paired with an audio recording of Ventura threatening a DJ over a suspected video has been seen as a major vindication of Audi's previously dismissed claims. The audio recording Troutwine mentioned is particularly chilling. Reportedly, Ventura can be heard threatening someone over a possible video of these encounters. If such recordings exist, and if there is actual video evidence of these alleged freak-off sessions, it could become the smoking gun prosecutors need to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. The male escort story is nothing short of devastating.